No worries, sir. So I'll just give you a quick overview over here, Siri, what we are doing, and then we'll go further. Sojanya, what about you?
I got it in the today morning only. I didn't get any chance to look at it.
Okay, just have a look, guys, both of you. We will be sharing the recording after the session. So just have a look. I think 2 proper classes we have done already. So see those recordings, and obviously, if you are stuck, feel free to reach out in the next session. We will help you wherever you are stuck, okay? So I'll start again with incident, guys, so that everyone is on the same page. Let's begin so that these 2 ladies, they don't have issues. 1 second. So both of you, we are starting with incident application. That's what we had discussed. But yeah, for you guys, we will go ahead and again, just do a recap kind of thing. So over here right now, if you see, guys, what we are up to is we are discussing the key applications in the tool. Okay. So when I say the key application, what does it mean? So over here, we are listing it down. What are the major applications in Servicenow? So what all those are? Those are majorly, primarily the employees of a company use Servicenow, right? We know Servicenow is not a customer-facing tool. Rather, it is a tool used by in-house employees of a company to automate their technical interaction or whatever. So over here in this case, I want to start with the first application over here called incident. So let me take you to the next page. So what does it say here? It says over here, incident means something has stopped working. Anyone who can give an example, guys, when you will create an incident in a real time?
If my laptop is not working.
Perfect. If my laptop is not working, if my software which I was using is not doing the needful, like any interruption which you have for your day-to-day task within the organization to get created. And the question, who should be allowed to create incidents? Should it be technicians like a hardware software team, or should it be everyone in the company be allowed to create an incident?
I think everyone, yeah.
Correct. Everyone within the company can face issue at any particular point in time, right? If I'm having my company's product, it could be the case that I face certain interruption, which means that everyone within a company should be allowed to create an incident. Siri and Sojanya, both of you, are you following?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, when I say so, let's see within the tool, guys, how will I create the incident to understand better. Both of you, how to get your demo URL like this. It is there in the recording. As I said, have a look. If you are stuck, surely I'll help you in the next session. So right now, I want to create an incident. So I'm typing incident in here. Where should I go down to? Scroll down. And under incident, go to create new. Let's start from there. So I'll go to create new. The first thing over here is understanding this form and all the fields over here. I will begin with the number field over here. As you can see, the number gets auto-populated. So the funda there is, whatever is the last number used, let's say if the last number was 1004. So right now when I'm clicking on new, system is incrementing that number, adding 1 at the end of it and giving me 05 this time. Right, so that's what it is doing right for me. Now, we are also prefixing the number with the application name so that it looks relatable. Like over here in this case, if you see, because it is incident record number, we are starting it with INC. Let's say if it is problem, we'll begin it with PRB, so on and so forth. Right, so that's that. Now the next stuff. Next stuff is the caller over here. Before I explain you what is caller, I want to highlight over here what does the star mark means. Anyone? What does star mark refer over here?
Important.
Mandatory.
It is mandatory. Yeah, you can say. So when I say star mark, it means you must fill in that field value. Anytime if a star mark field is there, if I leave it empty, I will not be able to submit the form. Okay, so those fields are called what? They are called as mandatory fields in the system. Okay, so now one thing I want to highlight over here for this field in specific. Can you see, guys, this field in here is having a magnifying glass at the end of it. In number, it was not there, but in caller, it has a magnifying glass. First thing first, what will you populate in the caller? In the caller, we need to specify that person who is actually facing the issue. So one way could be that you have created the ticket for yourself. So if you're creating the ticket for yourself, you will put in your name there. Another could be I'm creating the ticket for my maybe colleague, or maybe if I am the service help desk, I attend the call. Whosoever is calling, I put their name, so on and so forth. So over here in this case, what we need to understand is that in the caller, it is the impacted person. In the caller, we need to always choose which is the actual person, which is the impacted person facing the issue is your caller. Right, so that's that. So now going in here, what we need to relate is your caller, how will I select it? So let's say I want to show you, suppose for example, let's say Saujanya is facing the issue. So I'll just go over here and type in your name, Saujanya. And once I'm done with it, I'm going to click outside, right? I'm done with the field. As you can see, guys, it is giving me error, right? Red color is giving me error. What it is saying? Invalid reference. Which looks like what? It looks like that the info which I have given over there is not an acceptable value. So means this field doesn't behave like a regular string field. This field in here is having some validation check. So what is the check there? The check there is that such kind of field, the fields having magnifying glass next to it, they are not string field. In such field, I cannot type in something. Rather, I have to select it. Select the value from somewhere. How does it work? From where will I select the value? Let's try to explore on that. So like in this case, it is caller. I'm saying this field right now is caller, means who is the impacted person. So how will I pull that? Let's have a look. So let me remove Saujanya, your name over here, and let's see how will we pick up, guys. So I'll click on this magnifying glass to pick my value. Let's do that. So as you can see in here, it is giving me data from what? From the same URL, right? See the URL here. 184.991. That's my instance URL. So when I'm clicking on magnifying glass, it is the same URL, but it is pulling data from this application, this table over here, which reads users. So what does it look like? What can you relate from here? Do you guys agree that it looks like over here in this case, the data is getting pulled from this table? You have to pick up the user from this table, from the user table in my same URL. within ServiceNow only. So whosoever is the impacted person, I'll go over here. Let's say maybe Alisa is the impacted person. I'll just click on her name. And that's how we do the data selection in our reference field. So always remember, guys, in the reference field, you just cannot type in your name or whatever. You have to choose the data selection from the user table. Anyone, any question till here? Okay, if not any question, can one of you help me in understanding the benefit of this? Why are we making the data selection? Why not a string field?
I mean, make sure you select a valid data. That's the purpose of it.
Correct. So can I say the field like this? It avoids human spelling mistake or whatever, those errors we are avoiding because of this, right? Agree, guys?
Yeah, or the data in the system, you're picking the right data from the system.
Correct. So what if, for example, if it was a string field? What if I don't know Alicia's name and I misspell it, right? So such kind of issue could have happened if it was a string field. But now when it is a data selection, we know the person is clicking, the person is choosing the data, not typing in the data. So that's why the human typing error, that confusion will get avoided, right? Is that relatable to everyone? Guys, yes, no? Siri, Swajanya, especially you guys.
My side is fine.
Swajanya?
Yeah, I'm good.
So now we have selected the caller, the impacted person. The next field over here is category, subcategory, in which we are saying which kind of issue is it? Is it hardware related, software related? That categorization we are putting in your category, subcategory. So let's say it is hardware issue. And under hardware, which classification? That's what we will be giving here. So let's say I say under hardware, maybe keyboard issue. Service offering, configuration item, all these three are also reference field. They also have magnifying glass. In these three, we are saying which specific product we are facing the issue. So service becomes more generalized. Like in service, let's say, suppose I select maybe laptop. That laptop is facing issue. So services, which classification? So laptop. In service offering, let's say which vendor. So I'll select, let's say Apple. And then finally in the configuration item, I will select that specific product which is having the issue. So that's how we will be classifying in here. I hope you're making sense till here. Guys, can you give me 1 second? I'll grab water. Just 1 second, I'll be back.
Hello, am I audible, Kranti? Did we lose Saloni?
No, she just went to take some water. She'll be back.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm back, guys, sorry. Okay, so what I was talking about was that through these, including from here to here, you are finally reaching out the product which you are facing issue. Why you need to do that? Because if I am the technician and you have given the proper classification, it becomes easy for me to understand that, okay, for example, the laptop is facing issue and your laptop is of Apple. So, okay, maybe this is the team which handles Apple's devices. So I'll allocate it to them and we will fix the issue. So those classification, we are putting it in here. In the short description, you will give single line description of the issue. Let's say I say keyboard not working. Description detail, whatever the detail it is. What is channel, guys? Any one of you? Can you help us over here? What is channel? What you're going to give it in the channel?
It's a means of communication.
Channel is the preferred mode of communication. Guys, anyone? What is channel?
Can I go ahead, Saloni?
No, my question is, what is channel? This one.
The way, the mode of communication.
Correct. How did we got
We
this?
communicate. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So options over there, as I was briefing in the last class through the chat, I talk to the agent over the chat and I say, okay, I'm facing this issue. Self-service on my own through the phone. Virtual agent is again a capability in ServiceNow through which you talk to the chatbot, right? Like in Amazon, you go and then the chatbot says, okay, what all queries you have, blah, blah, blah. So that's that automated process is called as virtual agent. So in ServiceNow also, there is a capability called virtual agent. So that's what that is. I'll keep it simple. I'll say, okay, I went to self-service. Self-service is on my own. I'm doing my own service, right? Nothing fancy there. So I'm just saying, how am I creating? I'm creating it on my own. And what will be state about? Do you agree state will be the life cycle? The phase, the entire life cycle through which an incident application has to go through. For example, let's say first the ticket is created, and then technician tries to overview it, work on it, then he finds the fix of it, and then finally the caller closes the ticket. So what all phases it will go through? I'll do that in a minute, skipping that. Anyone from the prior session, what is priority? Can you help them in understanding? Guys, what is priority?
So basically, what will when how quickly should the incident be treated, whether it is priority 1 or priority 2? It gives the importance for the instance.
Okay, and why it is read only? Correct, you are. Why it is read only, anyone? If you see over here, guys, when I'm trying to edit, I cannot click on it. It's not editable for me.
I mean, it's a calculated field based on impact and urgency.
Perfect. Always remember, priority is a calculated field. We cannot make a manual selection there. Why we are doing that? Because we don't want to end up in a situation, if I give priority table to end users, end user may end up creating everything as a priority 1 ticket. But the priority of an issue should not be decided based on the impact on the user. Rather, it should be calculated based on the impact on the organization. How much is that given issue impacting the company is what should should be contributing to your priority, right? For example, I was giving an example to these guys that let's say if my laptop is broken and my team is having a strength of let's say 10 people, just an example, the company is facing an issue as I will create an incident because yeah, my laptop is not working. But that is not a high impact issue because my other team is working. But if the CEO laptop is broken, so even though the issue is same, the laptop is broken, but because he's the CEO of the company, for him, thousands of mail or communication he has to do, for him, the criticality is more. For him, it could be a priority 1 ticket. Right? So based on your job responsibility, the same issue may have different priority, different criticality for different people. So the formula for priority calculation is what, guys? The formula for calculation, I'll quickly get a notepad kind of stuff here. So the value of priority is always equal to impact plus urgency minus 1. Always remember this, guys. So always remember that priority will always be equal to this calculation over here. That's how the calculation will work. Does that make sense? So we need to remember this one because in your admin certification, you may have question around it. So just to show it to you, does it work that way? If I change, right now priority is 5, if I change impact, let's say to 1. So 1 plus 3 is 4 minus 1. As you can see, I've written minus 1 at the end of it. So 1 plus 3 is 4, minus 1 at the end of it is 3. So that's why the priority got calculated to 3. Right? So always remember the priority will always be a calculated field. Anyone, even if I'm an admin, even if I'm a super user, I still cannot change the value in the priority. Okay, so that's that. Now the next thing is your priority, as I said, is the criticality. Based on that, the technicians will prioritize which issue to pick up first. So if technician has multiple issues, they will pull up first the priority 1s, then the priority 2s, then the priority 3s. Right? The priority 1 has the highest impact on the business process. They are causing lots of loss for the company till it is fixed. That's the vision over there. Anyone, any question, any concern till here? Can I take it as a no? Then let's proceed further. Are we good till here, guys?
Yes.
Yes, Saloni.
What is assignment group now? Anyone wants to give it a try? What is an assignment group?
Assignment group, we can select a group to which this incident should be assigned to.
So assignment group, correct? Your assignment group is the team who is responsible for fixing the issue, right? Now, as I discussed, and for the new ones, it is not necessary for the person facing the issue to know which team will fix your issue. Right? There could be the case that the team knows it. There could even be the case the person doesn't know it, my bad. So if the end user is not aware of the assignment group, he doesn't have to mandatory fill it. What if I joined the company yesterday and today I face some issue? Obviously, in that case, I cannot fill in the assignment group. So in such a situation, the person goes ahead, fills in the detail of the issue the person is facing, and will submit the record. So let's submit it. Once the submission is done, what will happen? Right now, there is a ticket created in the system with assignment group empty. That time, there will be a support desk or service desk, whatever way the naming is there in your company. It will be their work to go ahead and to read those unassigned tickets. The tickets which have empty assignment group, that team will read those tickets. And to that team, the training would have been given that, okay, suppose, for example, this category, subcategory should be assigned to hardware group, another category, subcategory should be assigned to software group, so on and so forth. So let's assume I'm part of the support desk. So I'll open the ticket and I'll read it. I'll say that, okay, it looks like it should go to hardware. Again, I'll put it here. Before I do that, what type of field is assignment group, guys? The new participants can let me know. If a field is having a magnifying glass, what is such type of field called? They are called as
Lookup fields.
reference.
Reference.
So I would say both of you, Siri as well as Sojanya, for you specifically, I'm doing this. So yeah, note it down, guys. Obviously, others, yeah, you are surely more comfortable with it by now. So please note it down. And even obviously, if the previous session students also, if you don't remember the name, the spelling is wrong. Sorry, my bad. A reference over here. So always remember, magnifying glass means it is a reference, and magnifying glass means it is going to pull the data from some other table or application, but in the same tool, right? In the same website, right? So now I'll go over here to your assignment group, use the magnifying glass. I want to assign to hardware, guys, so I'm looking for that and select here. So by this, I have assigned the ticket to this given group in here. Who is doing that? I told you, service desk agent. But it is not necessary for the service desk agent to be part of this group. Do you agree? They will just know, okay, this kind of issue should go to this team. But because service desk agent is not part of the assignment group, obviously they will not know who within that team is available to pick up the ticket. Who will decide that? The selection of the assigned to means that specific person who will fix the issue. It will only be known to whom? It will only be known to the group members, to the assignment group members only. Only my team will know, okay, which resource is having the bandwidth within the team to pick up a new issue, right? So that's why the service desk agent is only going to fill the assignment group. And once done with it, the agent is going to update the ticket. Let's update. I'm not populating the assigned. You can see the behavior of update, guys. It updates the data. And where is it taking you after updating? On this view, which is the list view. Why it is called list view? Because over here, it shows you, it has a capability of showing you list of records. That's why this view is called as list view. Again, if I need to work on the record, again, I'll have to open it up. What is this view called? Form view. I'm viewing the form, F-O-R-M, form of a record. That's why it is called as form view. Okay, now, what I told you will happen next, one of the team member of that assignment group will populate the ticket will assign the ticket, to the correct person based on the bandwidth. If I show you the state, can you see the state has always been in new? It has never changed. So now let me first put the assign to, and then we will see how the state life cycle will be. So I'll go over here, populate the assign to. Let's say Beth. So when I select Beth, Beth is now accountable for working on this issue. Every time update takes me to the previous page. If I have to still continue working on this record and I want to temporarily save this page, I'll go over here, click on the 3 line and I'll click on save. When I try saving this record, what happens? What change do you see on the screen, guys? Can you notice the state change? Earlier it was new, now it has become in progress. So what does in
What is the
progress?
difference between save and update?
I'm coming to that as well. Just 1 minute. So state has changed to in progress, which means always remember only when assign to is populated, only then the state will move to in progress. Right? Because now, why am I moving it to in progress? Because now, when the assign to is populated, we know in this example, Beth is responsible for fixing the issue. Right? So that's why the state got changed to in progress. Now, right now I did a save, guys. What did you see the difference after saving? Like if I do a right click, when am I doing that right click on this header, right? Right click save. What difference do you see, guys? When I was updating, it was taking you to the list view. When I'm saving, what it is doing? It is keeping you after updating. Here also update is happening. In the save also update is happening. But after updating, it is still keeping you on the same page. Do you guys agree to that? Are we able to relate to
Yes,
that?
yeah. So the only difference is update takes you back to the list, and this one just keeps in the form.
Yeah, so this again is a admin certification question, the difference between the two. So always remember, update will take you back to the list view, that the previous page view, whereas save will, after updating, will still keep you on the same record. Whichever record you're working on, it will keep you there. Update actually does what, whichever page you were there earlier. So right now, before viewing this, I was there on the list view. That's why I took you to list. I can put it that. So update takes you to whatever previous page you were viewing. Save says, no, I'll keep it on the same screen. So when you want to do intermediate save, and still you have to continue on the record, you better do a save, right? It doesn't interrupt. It doesn't take you to any previous page. It keeps you on the same page. That's what is the benefit of save. But functionality wise, both are doing the same thing. Both are updating your record. Anyone, any question till here? Okay. If not, what will the technician do next? Once Beth finds the fix, guys, any one of you from the previous session, once Beth finds the fix, what is she going to do? Is she going to close the ticket, or what will she do?
Sorry, what was the question, Sulan?
The question is, when Beth finds the fix of the issue, what will she do? What will be her action?
She'll have to fix the issue and update the status. And
Update the state to what? Actually, that is my question.
To resolved or closed or
What will she do? Close or resolve?
no, she'll just change
resolved.
fixed it. So
No, there is no such state called fixed. Guys, I would say people who have joined in previous sessions, see the recording. It will give you more comfort on it. Because we have seen that, right? That is, when a technician finds the fix of the issue, the technician is going to mark the ticket resolved. Always remember, guys, closing of a ticket can only be done by the caller. A technician, if I am logged in as a technician, if I'm logged in as an assignment group member, I won't have close button with me. A technician cannot close the ticket. a technician can only resolve the ticket once he finds the fix. The final decision whether given ticket is actually fixed or not should be taken by the caller, because caller is the person who is facing the issue. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes, Saloni.
I would say, guys, make a note of these pointers. Obviously, it's tough to remember so many things, right? So everyone note it down that caller will close the ticket. Technician will resolve the ticket. That is assignment group member, the assigned to in specific. When he finds the fix, he will do what? He will be resolving the ticket. Anyone, any question till here?
After resolve, it's only it can be closed before that also.
I'll show you. I'll show you. Were you not there in the last session, Kranti?
No, I was there.
Actually, not Kranti. Who is having the question? Sorry.
Yeah, no. My question was, it's resolved.
Nee,
Then
Satyaj,
you-
last session, I think we have talked about this in the other batch, right?
I don't know if we reached this till this point, resolve and closing. I don't remember.
Nee, then I need to understand. So where were we? Can one of you please remind me?
For sure, Saloni, I did note every day. So once assigned, the state field changed to from new
That's
to
where
in
we were.
progress. That was the last, yes.
Okay. So we have not done additional comments, work notes, these fields?
No.
Okay,
we
thanks for
have not.
reminding, guys. Okay. Then my bad. Yeah. Thanks for that. Okay. So yeah, just 1 minute I'll take on that and then I'll come back to even explain you these fields. My bad, guys.
Sure. Yeah.
So correct, you are assigned to person will resolve. How? I'll show you that, don't worry. And caller, as I said, will finally close. Before I jump there, I want to show you some other fields. My bad, guys. I thought it was done, so I was just going to skip. So let's start with the tabs over here. And then we will even go to resolve. If you see over here on the form, we have created different tabs over here. What benefit will it give me? This one in here is doing nothing but it is organizing my form better. So all these fields which you see in these tabs, for example, in notes, I see these, related record, I see these, resolution, I see these are all showing me field of the same application, like in this case of the incident application. Does that make sense to everyone? We are only creating those tabs over there to make the form look more organized, right? Now, in our English, I would say, yeah, that is called a tab, right? But in technical term, again, in coming in Servicenow, guys, what are those tabs called? So I can say the tabs are called section. As I'm saying, guys, why am I going that much in detail? Because you have to remember it. Because, yeah, in a day-to-day requirement, when you get a requirement, let's say, okay, go ahead, create a new section, you have to understand. And even in your interview, interviewer says, okay, go to that section, make this change. So you have to relate what is he talking, right? So that's why I would say everyone make a note of these terms which I'm highlighting for you. Purposefully, I'm putting the emphasis there, okay? So make a note of those. So as I said over here, these are section, right? Now, let's go over here. Let's start from here. I want to start with behavior of this and then I'll go to the top two. If you see there is a work notes, I'll enter something, whatever. And I want to save it. I want to first show you the behavior of work notes, then I'll go on the technical side. So I've given some value here. I'm going to save or update my record, whatever. See guys, what have I done? I have updated the record, right? Now let's scroll down. Do you see the value in the work notes? No, it is not there. Okay, where is it gone? Correct? I had entered W1 over there, right? So let's try to find it out, guys. Where is that value? When I scroll a little down, can you see in the activity, I see that value, who entered, which field, what date and time. Do you guys agree to that? Everyone able to relate?
Yes, Saloni.
So do you agree that it looks like surely this field in here is not behaving like other string fields? Like if you see here, whatever I had entered, I know it is some garbage value, but whatever I have entered is sitting there only. This didn't got passed on to the activity, right? Which means, can I make a statement here that feel like short description, they are string fields, right? So then you will ask me the question, okay, what is this type of field then? Such type of field are called as journal. So tomorrow, if your customer says, okay, create a field for me which has similar behavior like work notes, what is the type of field which you will use, which will create? It will be a journal field. Now, any of you, what benefit do you see of this journal field? As you can see, whatever I entered got passed on to activity. So what benefit do you think is it giving us?
History of comment.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, you are correct on that it will give you history, but what could be the benefit which you see out of it? Yeah, I can see the history, but do you agree it will be easy for communication? Can I put it that way?
Yeah, I mean, it shows what happened with this particular
Correct. The entire history
incident.
of it we will be able
Yeah.
to see, correct? Plus the entire communication will be able to see, like, okay, end user gave this info, then technician did this analysis. So it gives us the entire detail of how or what communication has already happened. And how does it benefit us? I'll even give you one scenario. So let's say, suppose the incident was created and it was assigned to me. Maybe a couple of days passed, I did some analysis, and maybe let's say then I'm going on leave or whatever. Suppose on that, then the ticket gets passed on to Srinivas. He starts doing the work. When he starts doing the work, one way is he will start his finding from scratch. Again, he will also start communication with the customer, understand what happened, how happened, blah, blah, blah. But will the customer be happy that, okay, Saloni went on leave, that's why Srinivas is asking me the same question, which already I have given info about? It doesn't give happy experience to the customer, right? So it is always better if whatever communication has happened on the ticket gets saved in the ticket. Do you guys agree? Then we can see the entire history. Who told what, at what time, and what not. Do you guys agree to that? So that's the time a journal field comes into picture. Journal field says, okay, whatever you enter in the journal will get stored in the activity so that everyone can see what comment, what input was entered. Are we good till here? Guys, understanding?
Yes.
Now, I want to show you one more thing for the journal field here. Can you notice over here on the work notes, this checkbox? Let's see what happens right now with this. So what I'll do is, let's say it's this, and then I check this. So the same field, can you see now is becoming additional notes, additional comments. So which means now we need to understand the difference between additional comment, and if I check it, it becomes work notes, the difference between the two. Let's see the additional comment. I think that will give you better idea about the difference. So I'll go over here and check this. What the label says, read it.
I mean, I guess customer can see these comments.
Correct, you are. Who is the customer here? Can you help us in understanding that? Correct, you
I
are.
mean, who
Caller.
creating the incident,
Caller,
who requesting,
Yeah.
yeah.
It is not necessary that he created the ticket. Do you even agree to that? It's not necessary that caller himself created the ticket. As I said earlier, it could even be possible that the service desk agent created the ticket. So I would rather put it this way, that caller is the customer here. It may be the case that he is the created by a person or not. Do you agree to that, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So now coming back in here, let's say I give something in the additional comments. So what it says is additional comment is customer visible. Which means whatever we are giving in the additional comment is what everyone can see. When I say everyone, who all do I mean? Caller, assignment group, all the members, plus you and me, when we are the Servicenow admin or the developers, again, we can also see everything in the tool. So that's what that is. So now what happens over here in this case is, guys, that in the additional comment, as I said, whatever we are giving in will be visible to the employees as well as to the technician. So when technician and employee, they need to interact with each other, they will be making use of the additional comment. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Then what is the use of work notes? This one will only be, this is a technical field, it will only be used by assignment group members to talk to each other. There's a technical field there. The work notes, I'll repeat, will only be visible to the assignment group members. Again, always remember, as an admin, you can see everything. You don't have any restriction. But let's say if I'm logged in, if Alicia logs in, she will not be able to see the work notes field. Plus, in the activity, whatever is created for work notes, she will not be able to see. Because Alicia is the caller. Caller cannot see the work notes or the activity created for work notes. A caller can only see your entry in the additional comments plus the additional comment field if the caller has to provide some input there. Okay, so that's what that is about. Now proceeding further. Now the next field which I want to talk about is, so this one I told you it is a journal field or whatever. Let's talk about this type of field. Before I go to that field, can one of you help me in understanding as per this incident? And already I have answered, but yeah, again, if we can we can get the answer again. So as per this incident, can you help me in understanding who all should be having the visibility of the incident? Take this incident as an example and then tell me the people name.
I mean, at the minimum, caller.
Lisa and Beth.
Okay, assignment group and caller.
Definitely.
Who else?
Right.
Apart from assignment group, caller, who else?
And the service desk team, that group.
Okay, who else?
Assigned to Beth.
Do you agree, you and me?
Developers?
Servicenow developers, right? People like you and me, right?
Okay. But why do they need access to this?
Because let's say tomorrow you report certain issue. You say, okay, incident application is not working fine. I don't see a XYZ field. What if you as end user, you don't know how to do it? What if you are new to the tool, right? So in that
Okay.
case, admin should have access to help you, correct? But again, in production, in an actual environment, not everyone will have access to, sorry, what am I saying? One second. I'll put it this way, that in production, not every developer will have admin access, right? In the actual go live environment. There, it could be the case that your company says, okay, I'll create a L2 support team for ServiceNow, L3 support team for ServiceNow. So this L2 who are the actual admin, they will be able to see that.
Right.
But if you're a developer, you may not be able to see. So it depends on how your company is structured. If the company says, no, let every developer see that so that anyone can fix the issue, yeah, it can also be allowed. If they say, no, only we will allow Servicenow, we will create a team called Servicenow admin, who are also part of of your company only, who are your colleagues only. But maybe, yeah, these people, they know more of admin stuff, we will allocate it to the admin team and they will maintain. Even that could be possible. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so that's that. So now let's see a situation. Let's say, guys, suppose you all are end user for the time being. Let's say me and Srinivas, we are the admin. So suppose, for example, maybe let's say Siri's laptop crashed. If her laptop crashes, obviously she can't create the ticket on her own because she cannot access any of the company websites. She calls the service desk. They pick up the call. They create a ticket for them and for her, and then it goes to the hardware team or whatever. Now let's say, guys, it's been a couple of days and Siri's issue is still not fixed. She didn't get a call from the technical agent or whatever. She wants to know, okay, what is the state of it? Is there any comment on the ticket? But again, she cannot see that on her own. Every time she has to call service desk, give the number, wait for the queue, and get the update. It could surely have been a better process if Siri could add one of you as a watch list person, one of you as a person, even though you are not the caller, maybe your friend or whatever. If she can make maybe her manager, maybe her colleague also have a view on the ticket so that you guys can check it on her behalf and give her the update. So by default, as I said, you cannot see the ticket because you are not the caller, you are not the assignment group, neither the admin. So in such case, if we want to give the view to another person who is not associated with the ticket, we will add his or her name in the watch list. They can watch the ticket on behalf of the caller. So watch list are the people who can watch the ticket on behalf of someone. Does that make sense, guys? What is watch list? Guys, able to relate?
I mean, is it defaulted or is it needs to be set for every ticket?
No, it is not defaulted. No, how will it know? How will system know that which person's friend or colleague is who? It cannot be, right?
No,
And not
like
always,
who is
and not
setting that?
one second, I'm coming to that. And not always you want your manager to be there in the watch list, right? So now when I have to make my manager, let's say, to be a watch list or my colleague or whosoever, it can only be done by the people who can see the ticket, right? So let's say if my laptop was crashed, I cannot do it on my own. I'll call the service desk. I'll call maybe the assignment group and say that, okay, why don't you add this person so that they can view the ticket on my behalf and do the work. So anyone who can see the incident can add the watch list, right? Does that make sense?
Okay, this what can this watch this guys can do? Can they open a ticket and look at it, or what do they do? I mean,
As I
they
said,
get an email or something?
they are the representative of the caller. They are viewing the ticket on behalf of the caller. So if I am the caller, I cannot see my own ticket, then I'll ask someone to be added to the watch list so that they can give me my tickets update.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. Thank you so much for the time.
Yeah, Jaspal, let's wait 5 minutes, please. Okay. Yes,
Okay,
Eleni,
sure.
you can continue. At the end of the session, we can discuss Jaspal. Let's carry on.
Okay. Okay.
So as I said, anyone on behalf of the caller can become the watch list, guys. It's just that that person is helping you get updates of the ticket because, as I said, if you cannot see the ticket, or for example, I'll give you one more scenario in which you need to add watch list. Let's say Alicia is in India time zone, okay? And now this issue is impacting the entire team, be it in India, be it in US. So Alicia drops off after IST time zone. but you still want to get an update what is happening on this ticket in the US time zone. So then in that case also, you can add someone from the US time zone who is part of your team, right, in the watch list. Right? Like which team? The team who needs the fix, not the assignment group, right? I'm saying the impacted people, they can add their name in the watch list. But obviously, as I said, I cannot add my own name there. For the name to be added, obviously, if you are an end user A, I'm the end user B. For the name of end user A to be added, obviously, it can only be done by the people who can view the ticket at the first place, right? Does that make sense, guys? Yes, no?
Yes, Saloni.
So I think I'll wrap it up over here. If any question, do let me know. Otherwise, I'm good for the day.
Thank you, Saloni. Thanks, everyone.
Somebody, you can stop the recording and then maybe we can discuss with just.